Good morning, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101. So finally, we get some good news about everything that's stimulus, okay? So I won't get into the most vivid details. I'm going to try to give you a rough update. That way you guys have some kind of a warm and fuzzy when it comes to this new stimulus package that they're actually trying to build and is actually making some sort of headway, okay? And what they're basically doing, they're combining the heroes and the HEALS Act together. They're taking out pretty much the best part of these two acts. Now, granted, I'm gonna start out what I think is most important to a lot of us is either that payment, that direct stimulus payment to the people, as well as unemployment. Okay, so they're still proposing. They're still what seems to seem they're actually finally going to pay us the money. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a date, but they have a committee that is bipartisan that they joined together that they're simply trying to get this done. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of stories, but before that, I'm giving the information. Now, $1,200 for those single individuals, and we understand they have those thresholds. I'm going to get into that as well. And also for those married couples, $2,400 per married couple, and also up to 3 dependents, $500. I know you heard it all before. But this is the great thing. We understand that right before they went on recess, that Donald Trump did an executive order for unemployed people to receive $300. Now, this is what they're proposing. This is what they're actually trying to do. At least get you to 450, at least. Now, what they're trying to shoot for is 600. The bare minimum is 450. They're shooting for 600. But the best part of this is they're trying to get you your last paycheck at 100% of your salary, 100% of your paycheck. Meaning if every 2 weeks or every month you are receiving anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000, they're trying to get you that $2,000 to $400. Whatever that last check was, say, take for instance, every week you make $1,000. They're actually trying to get you 100% of your last paycheck up until 3 to 6 months or until the economy and COVID-19 actually turns it all around. Now, there's a lot of money being thrown around in this particular package. They're talking about anywhere from 1.3 to 1.5 billion that's going to include inside of this package. And a lot of things are actually contained inside of this package. Now, a small portion of this package is considering the PPP, okay, the Paycheck Protection Program. Now, there's a flip side to this that I want to show you guys very, very quickly. I'm just going to show you the headline. I'm not going to get into the details about it again because I still have some more information that I want you guys to see. But according to the Inquirer, they're talking about the PPP loans hide a hidden kicker, a big tax bill, okay, a big tax bill. And you see the underline here says businesses who were helped by the federal anti-pandemic PPP loan may be facing an unexpected tax bill, okay? So for you businesses out there that are actually trying to give you guys some sort of relief money, listen, there may be a big tax bill coming from you when all of this is said and done. So be cautious of that, okay? Be very, very cautious of that. Also, they set aside $25 billion for rent and mortgage assistance. Now, we understand that Donald Trump also did an executive order before they went on recess of the eviction moratorium. I think that's still in effect. I do not know when that expires, but with this new one that bipartisan, they're coming together and most of them are agreeing on all the things that they actually put inside this bill. And that's actually a good thing, where there's a compromise and everyone is agreeing that this is good for the American people. This is good for the American economy. And I'm not going to get into the fluff that's probably inside of the bill, but I want you guys to see something as I'm showing you guys and giving you guys all this great information. So that's good for people who are worried about getting evicted, people who are behind on their mortgages. They set aside $25 billion. Okay, also, they're also allocating $10 billion for the post office, okay, to help out the post office. The post office has been behind, whether it be on truck maintenance, being on personnel, qualified personnel. Then they're going to also allocate within that $10 billion, $400 million for voting. Okay. And again, this is bipartisan. So this is making headways because we understand that a large portion of the Republican Party, they didn't want people to actually mail in ballots, but they're setting aside $400 million for mailing in ballots, which is actually a great thing because people don't want to come in contact. They don't want to be exposed or contaminated by COVID-19. Now, another large portion of this bill is to combat COVID-19. We understand that we still need money, whether it be for PPE, for those essential workers, whether it be policemen, firemen, nurses, doctors, medical workers, etc. So that's also good as well. So again, there's a lot of good information, but I know what you're worried about, what you're looking out for is I'm an individual, I'm a college student, or I'm a young adult, or I'm an old adult, and I'm single or I'm married. Am I getting that $1,200? Yes, it's coming. It's in the bill. $1,200 directly to you, or $2,400 directly to you. And here's another thing that I've learned doing a bit of research and reading. Even for non-filers, people who didn't file for 2018 and 2019, they are looking to actually pay you a stimulus payment. Yes, they're actually looking to give you a stimulus payment. But let's get into this, ladies and gentlemen. I want to just read a couple of headlines. I'm not going to bore you with a lot of gibberish, a lot of jobber. No, I'm not going to do that at all. I'm getting right to the updates, right to the information so you guys can see it, okay? So here's another big story, another good piece of information to kind of put in your bag. Second stimulus check updates. Pelosi says House to stay in session. House to stay in session. That's one of those 24-hour things they do until lawmakers deliver COVID-19 rescue package. That's actually good stuff. And that's coming out, of course, the Chicago Tribune. All right. And also, here's what you guys were really, really looking for as far as what is the threshold? What is the ceiling of people who are qualifying? Okay. And this is from CNET.com. And it says basically, if you are under $99,000 a year as an individual, you'll get the stimulus payment. If you're head of household, if it's under $146,500, you're getting the $1,200. Couple fine jointly, if you're roughly under $200,000, $198,000, you're getting the $2,400. And of course, no dependence limit specific under HEALS Act. That's under HEALS Act. And we're going to get into that. We're going to get into the HEROES Act. Okay. So these are just some charts that is going to make you very aware of all the information. Now, those who didn't receive a first stimulus payment, okay, there's a lot of you still out there who have not received a stimulus payment. Look at this. Children over 16 and college students under age 24. For the payments authorized under the CARES Act, which became law in March, these groups were excluded, okay? But now, look at this. How your family may get more than $1,200, but we're not going to get into those details. I have one more thing to show you, and it's quite simply this. Let me tell you how bipartisanships always work rather than one particular party, the Democrats, Republicans, actually cahoot and co-sponsor a bill. Now, I'm just going to show you the co-sponsors of the HEROES Act. All of these politicians here are Democrats, okay? They're all Democrats. Let me blow this up for you. You probably can't see that. They're all Democrats with the HEROES Act. That's what we're looking at, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking at the HEROES Act. Well, let me show you that was in this bill. I just gave you the information that was in the other bill. That was in this bill. Of course, this information is coming from Congress.gov. Congress.gov. Okay. So already passed through the House. Okay. It didn't go to the Senate, but they're already trying to dump on this bill, trash this bill, totally wipe this bill out of the ballpark. Now, this was introduced on May 12th. Okay. May 12th. This would have been your second stimulus package before these guys went to recess. Okay. Now look at all these things that was in this particular bill. Of course, called the HEROES Act, the Health and Economic Recovery Omnibus Emergency Solution Act, blah, blah, blah. Okay. We know. All right. Now, these are all the things that were in the bill. These are all the things in the bill. Provides payments and other assistance to state, local, tribal, and territorial governments. Direct payments up to $1,200 per individual. Expand paid sick days in case you guys contract the coronavirus, medical leave, unemployment compensation, nutrition and food. Because we understand in this new bill, this new bipartisan bill that I'm referring to, they're actually giving you food assistance. Okay, they're actually giving you food assistance, which is absolutely great, as well as rent and mortgage assistance. Because again, they're setting aside that $25 billion for rent and mortgage assistance, including that eviction moratorium. So again, nutrition and food assistance, house assistance, payments to farmers, which is actually good because farmers have been dumping a lot of food and burying a lot of food and burning a lot of food because people are not going out to eat. So what does that mean? People are not going to restaurants, not so much. And plus the restaurants are not ordering the same quantity. They're not ordering the same quantity because they are social distancing or physical distancing and also exercising COVID-19 health prevention measures. Okay. So again, they're not ordering the same amount of food. Then a lot of us, we're not going to shop. We're kind of going inside of our pantries. We're going inside of our cupboards. We're looking for food. But like, I'm trying to avoid the grocery store as much as I did before. Okay. A lot of us was going to the grocery store, once a week. Now we're trying to maybe twice a month. We're really trying to decrease the amount of times we're going to the grocery store. What else was in this bill? Modifies and expands the Paycheck Protection Program, which provides loans and grants to small businesses. Now and again, I just showed you guys with those small businesses, whether it is a sole proprietorship, a LLC, or corporation, regardless, if it's considered a small business, look out for a big tax bill that you guys may endure, especially with the second one. Okay, you have your nonprofit organizations. Then you have awards to grants for employers to provide pandemic premium pay. Then you have several tax credits and deductions that was in this particular bill. And listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. Medicare and Medicaid was also in this one. I don't hear this one in the new one. Okay, I'm just trying to give you guys some context. So when you are writing your congressmen, and when these politicians are politicking for political parties, ask them about some of these questions that's probably not in this new bipartisan bill. Medical and Medicaid, health insurance, broadband service, because again, we understand that a lot of people are receiving health information, health prescription, health diagnosis, doing telehealth, You're calling in your doctor on video, whether it be Zoom, WebEx, Google Meets, Microsoft Teams, whatever it may be. You guys are using all these telehealth doctors to actually, what's the word I'm looking for? Look at your symptoms to diagnose you with whatever and give you a prescription, You have student loans and financial aid, the federal workforce, veteran benefits, consumer protection requirements. Well, of course, we talked about the money that they're giving to the U.S. Postal Service, which is going to be around $10 billion again. And then they're going to allocate $400 million for you guys to do mail-in voting, mail-in balloting, Of course, federal elections, aviation, railroad workers, because we're still flying, we're still shipping product via the railroad and trucking companies, pension and retirement plans, pension and retirement plans. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, with this particular new partisan bill, that they're allocating $1.5 trillion, which is a bipartisan bill, is looking very, very good. So to kind of put a time limit on this, now I know this is not going to go over well with most of you, but I see this happening not in the next month, but in the next 2 months. Not in the next month, but in the next 2 months, right before or right after the election. Hopefully it's before the election, because we understand if certain people don't win, certain political parties don't win, this bill is going to go in the trash. So we understand that the national elections are November 3rd, November 4th. Hopefully we can get this within the month, in the next month versus the next 2 months, because a lot of this information may change. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There is a $1.5 trillion stimulus package on the table that is a bipartisan, that both Republicans and Democrats are agreeing on, over 85 to 95% of them. There are some naysayers, of course. Everyone's not going to agree. But this is great and wonderful information for you guys. You got food assistance. You got increase of your unemployment benefits, okay? $450 to $600 till your last paycheck per week, okay? Which is 100% of your unemployment. Think about that. Right now, you're getting $300. They're talking about bare minimum. We need to get to $450. But we're trying to get to $600. And for a lot of people out there, we want you guys to get your weekly paycheck. You need 100% of your weekly paycheck. We also have increased pensions and budgeting for your PPP, your paycheck protection. That's going to help a lot of people who've been fired, laid off, and furloughed. That's absolutely going to help you guys. Also, your essential workers, providing money for them as well. And of course, your rent and mortgage protection and assistance, and including the executive order that Donald Trump did with the eviction moratorium. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. And hopefully, they can get this done. Man, America needs our government to do right by the people. I'm out.